Hi there, David McLeod here, your Life Mastery Coach, author of the book A Life to Die For, and co-author of the best-selling series, The Wellness Universe Guide to Complete Self-Care. Thank you for joining me here for this episode of Life Mastery Soul Memos, my monthly series aimed at helping you to expand and magnify your life, one simple idea at a time. This is episode 14 for October 2021, and my topic for today is changing times. Unless you've been living in a cave somewhere for the last couple of years with no access to any kind of information, you've no doubt become aware of the increasing number of changes that seem to be happening all over the world. Each day, something new comes our way that most people probably could not have predicted. With so much happening everywhere, it's no surprise that the level of stress is rising, as I discussed last month. But another element that we are all being challenged to deal with is our own fear. We human beings are complex to be sure, and we seem to have a love-hate relationship with change. If a change is deemed positive, then we tend to relish the excitement of something new. But if the change is perceived as negative, then obviously we tend to react from a place of resistance. Over our lifetimes, we all experience countless changes, both positive and negative. And since we seem to react most strongly to anything that we believe is negative, then we also tend to expect that any neutral change will actually turn out to be negative. So overall, we become somewhat resistant to change in general. And this is actually the source of a lot of stress, because our own resistance to whatever is happening contributes to our discomfort. Now, if we experience enough uncomfortable change over a relatively short period of time, then we can easily begin to create an internal dialogue that all change is bad, or that somehow the world or the universe is out to get us. And if we subsequently decide to believe that this internal dialogue is true, then we quite naturally start to become avoidant in our behaviors. Not only do we become stressed out about changes that we believe are negative, but we also tend to avoid any other kind of change, even if it might be quite positive or beneficial for us. The truth is, generally speaking, change is pretty neutral. For any given change that occurs, some people will perceive goodness and some people will perceive badness. The same can be said about the universe itself. In reality, the universe simply is. Yes, it is a living, breathing, and largely conscious energetic structure in which all kinds of amazing energy forms appear and disappear over time. While some of these energy forms may seem to us to be either positive or negative, constructive or destructive, we can easily see, if we pause and reflect long enough, that all of reality can be described simply as isness. Everything else is just our perception, story, belief, or judgment about it. But you might ask, what about the fear I feel in the face of all this change? Well, I'm not suggesting that you ignore your feelings. I think awareness is very important. So if you feel fear about change, then you really should probably pay attention to it. At the same time, though, you don't want to let your fear stop you in your tracks, because that is totally counterproductive. Instead, I encourage you to go through 4 quick steps that will almost always reduce your level of fear. First, ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? Try to clearly define the source of your fear in as much detail as you can. If you are facing a direct threat to your well-being, then of course you will have to deal with that in the best way you can. But more often than not, you'll find that the thing you're afraid of is actually tied to something that happened in your past that led to an unpleasant result. Second, examine your answer to find out if the thing you are afraid of, whatever it might be, is real and justifies your level of fear. Again, unless you are in the face of a direct threat to your well-being, the answer will almost always be a clear no. The fear is more likely just a reaction to what you imagine might happen because that kind of thing happened in the past. But remember, just because something happened in the past does not mean that it is going to happen again in the future, even if all the circumstances seem to be the same. Third, honor your ego mind for bringing this issue to your attention. After all, as I've said before, awareness is your first step towards healing in every situation. Since the ego mind often seems like an immature version of myself, I like to imagine myself speaking to my inner little boy in order to quiet my ego mind. My conversation might go something like this. Thank you so much for alerting me to this issue. I know that situations like this were scary when you were a kid, and I'm really grateful that you are still looking out for me. I'm an adult now, and I have adult capabilities that I didn't have when I was your age, so I'm much better equipped to deal with these things and still keep you safe. And that is my promise to you. No matter what happens, I will always love you and protect you. Every time I've ever done this little internal dialogue exercise with my little boy, it seems just a matter of minutes at most before my ego mind quiets down and I'm able to deal with my situation from a more grounded and centered place. And fourth, once you get settled, look at the situation with more relaxed and grounded eyes from a place of unconditional love. Allow yourself to simply accept the situation as it is and see if you can let your story or judgment about it just quietly dissolve. As you practice this approach to any fear you might be experiencing, I think you'll find yourself becoming more compassionate and accepting about life with less and less judgment about it. As a final point in today's presentation, I just want to say that if you find yourself being afraid of change, you might actually be worried about what the future holds for you. In other words, fear of the unknown is probably at play here. So you might want to do a little introspection about that and find out what unconscious beliefs you have about what it means to not know what is going to happen next. I think you'll find that exercise can be quite instructive, and it might help you to illuminate some of your own shadow parts to get a deeper understanding of who you really are. Give it a try and let me know how it goes. The Wellness Universe is your go-to resource for everything related to personal growth, health, well-being, and general good vibes. WOO is an organization with all kinds of world changers, coaches, authors, speakers, poets, musicians, and healers of every description to help you in your growth process. If you're not already a member of this fabulous family, then I strongly encourage you to join. I also want to remind you that the Wellness Universe's gathering, Soul Treat, is taking place in Boone, North Carolina on the weekend of October 21st through the 24th. Time is running short, but it's not too late to grab a ticket and make your travel arrangements. Soul Treat is a wonderful opportunity for you to meet so many amazing world changers and to participate in workshops and talks that are geared towards releasing, resetting, and reigniting that powerful soul of yours. So grab a ticket to this exciting event and help participate in a collective process that is sure to bring more healing and love to the world. You can find out more information at our website at thewellnessuniverse.com. And when you get there, make sure to look for me and connect with me. I love to have more friends. So that's thewellnessuniverse.com. THE wellnessuniverse.com. Thank you so much for joining me here today. It's always an honor and a delight to be here with you. I wish you love, light, and blessings, and lots of healing as you continue on your amazing life journey. I'll see you next time on Life Mastery Soul Memos. Bye-bye for now.